And welcome back, YouTube. Yeah, I fell asleep as soon as I got home at like 2:30 in the morning or whatever the hell time it was. Ended up waking up at, I don't know what time I woke up. 7 a.m. ish? I don't know. Anyway, my sleep schedule's all whack again, as seems to happen a lot. So I'm up in North Scottsdale. I forgot I'd promised the girlfriend I would drive her to an eye appointment, and it's one of those where they're probably going to dilate her eyes, so she's not going to be able to see when she leaves the building. Anyway, she's in the clinic right now. I'm really hungry. I told her I was going to bounce out and get some kind of fast food. Anyway, just got done looking at Google Maps. I saw there's a Wendy's really close here. It's like, oh, there's a Chick-fil-A close. I'm like, yeah, that's so yeah, it's out of my that's out of my budget. Probably going to Taco Bell. She's like, is there Taco Bell close? I'm like, I don't know. Look at Google Maps. Anyway, there is a Taco Bell kind of close. Wendy's even closer. And until looking at the map, I didn't realize how close I was to the place that I did karaoke at about 2 years ago. The British restaurant pub that made such big promises about what they were going to do with me as far as the show, and pretty sure I was running my vlog. Yeah, in fact, it was after I started my vlog. I got the first call from them while I was shooting my vlog. Oh goodness, there's the girlfriend calling right now. Yikes. All right. Not sure what's happening here, but I'm about to find out. And hello, YouTube. I think it's Wednesday. Wow, look, did you see the homeless people on the right? And just turn those little electrical outlet boxes into their, there's electrical transformers or whatever the hell they are. Let's turn them into their little squatting zone. There's like the second weird group of homeless people I've seen just driving from Priscilla's place to my place. So it is Wednesday, March 8th, 2023, 5:47 p.m. Amazingly, I woke up for work on time. I mean, I set an alarm and the alarm went off, and I woke up before the alarm. And I was actually dreaming that I was doing. I was actually dreaming I was on a forklift trying to sort PR out. So, yikes! It's gonna be one of those days, I guess. Oh God, I'm so tired and groggy. So I was kind of confused. I woke up alone. In Priscilla's apartment. Yeah. That sucked. That kind of sucked. I was under the understanding when I got back to her place and decided to crash out at her place rather than go back home after her appointment, or her appointment at the eye doctor. Oh, look at here. Look at this encampment. It's just getting out of hand. All this crap on the side of the road. What blows me away is this letting them park shopping carts and trailers and a lazy boy chair on the side of the road where they're supposed to park cars. The fact that that's happening just blows my mind. Alright, I was going to explain the state of myself when I woke up and stuff. I'm already home, so hopefully I'll be able to shoot some video between here and work. Hopefully. I don't know what kind of traffic I'm going to be dealing with today, though. So, well, at some point I'll be back from work. And I'm back still Wednesday evening, March 8th, 6:25 p.m. and get my ass to work. I feel like I'm all ready. I feel like I got all my stuff that I need. This couple walking together on the left. Apparently they live in the neighborhood. They're going on a nice little walk together. Oh, they're hitting each other. That's adorable. Did she finally put her phone away? Oh, she did. Oh, nope, it's still there in her left hand. No, when they were walking directly across the street as I was getting in my car, dude's walking the dog, and the chick is just walking with her face buried in her cell phone, still holding it in her left hand. She's, yeah, so he's walking the dog, she's walking her cell phone. Yeah. That's pretty typical of couples today, and yeah, I can't say I'm particularly. I find women who are buried in their cell phone to be particularly attractive. So there's that. So I looked at the traffic view, and it's pretty dismal between here and work. I'm probably not going to make it to work on time. There's an accident on the 202. Just west of 16th Street. And the 202 looks like gridlock from approaching 32nd Street all the way to the short stack. And I-10 looks like gridlock all the way from the short stack to past 75th Avenue. Past 75th Avenue where I exit for work. So, yeah. Alternate routes are necessary. Not leaving myself a lot of time for them. And speaking of being buried in the cell phone, that's totally what caused me to be rolling out of my apartment without enough time to cope with all the traffic that I got to cope with between here and work. I'm not too worried about it. If I'm a little bit late, I'm a little bit late. Throw a little PTO on it. My agenda for when I get at work is clock in and go directly to learning. I've already touched base with my department heads. Although it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's Wednesday. So today's that fun day where we have front half and back half leadership in there. So even though I told Kimberly and I don't know why I always forget his damn name, the young goofy dude. I'm absolutely drawing a blank on his name. I can see his goofy face and headband in my mind, and I can't think of his name. Dustin. Yeah, even though I told Kimberly and Dustin, what was up with me and learning for start a shift today, I'm not sure how everything's going to be delegated as far as leadership responsibilities between them and presumably also Chris and Brett and Cody, who kind of come in and are the team on Wednesday. So, I mean, either way, I'm sure they'll survive without me for the first 20 to 30 minutes or so. Getting my recertification for TDR is certainly more important in the big picture of what all I do in that warehouse, as well as to me personally. So yeah, that's how I'm starting my day. I'm going to learning, and if I'm 5, maybe 10 minutes late clocking in, I'm sure I'll get to learning before Jessica gets sidetracked on anything else, since I'm pretty sure she'll remember that her day is supposed to start with my practical retrain for TDR using the tablet, which, if you missed my last video, it didn't get to happen last night because of some kind of weird network area that was making none of the tablets work. is all well and good. Like, I was so freaking tired of work yesterday. I felt delirious. Yeah. Whoa. I think that was a highway patrol cop there in the Gore area on his light motorcycle. That's not a good place for anybody to park. I always find it weird how law enforcement feels it's acceptable for them to do things that they would likely give other people tickets for. Ooh, somebody smashed the guardrail right there. At least they didn't take out the cool-looking statue on the left. So yeah, I'm going through the airport. This looked like probably my best bet for avoiding traffic. Been a while since I've used the airport as a way to evade traffic, which reminds me I'm going to have to cut this off as I'm rolling out of the airport and take a peek at my traffic and see what's my best way to deal with it, because there were several traffic snags on the other side of the airport. Well, this is kind of a cool view. I like the way the sunset looks looking through the SkyTrain taxiway overpass. You know, it's kind of funny that overpass doesn't really look like it's up that high when you're rolling under it right here, but when you're actually on the SkyTrain, it feels like you're just above the rest of the world right there. Which I guess just goes to show how thoroughly flat most of Phoenix is, and how height restricted most of Phoenix is as well. So I was explaining what had happened with Priscilla and I. Yeah, that last video, I cut it off quick because she called me as I was headed to Wendy's. As I was headed to certain disappointment at Wendy's, and I'll explain that in a moment. Yeah, she said that she came running out of the building and was waving at me and stuff. Like, what makes you think I'm going to be looking in my rearview mirror for somebody running behind me and waving at me? Like, I don't even understand why. You know, it's stuff like this. It's these kinds of logic fails that make me think that I couldn't be married to the woman. I mean, to me, and I like to consider myself just a full-on creature of logic. Yeah, I try to put logic ahead of emotion at all times. If I was in that circumstance of her, you know, where she was providing me a ride to an appointment because I would have visibility issues upon leaving the appointment, and I came out for a break during that appointment, and then told my significant other who was providing me a ride that hey, I'm not done, because I thought she was done when she came out, so I'm not done. And then that person had said, hey, I'm hungry, I really want to go get something to eat, I'm just really hungry. That would kind of plant the seed in my head that, hey, they might be gone getting something to eat when I come out, since I didn't know how long she was going to be back in there. At that point, I would be mentally anticipating the possibility of her being gone when I get out. And if I walked in the waiting room and did not see the person in the waiting room, rather than running out and dangerously running through a parking lot, I would just, as soon as I walked into the waiting room and saw she was not there, I would be calling or texting, because I don't like calling, to find out, hey, how much, I'm surprised I'm done already. When are you going to be back out? Or when where'd you go? How soon are you going to be back? That sort of thing. But apparently she went chasing after me. You wouldn't expect such a illogical thing happen. So I'm not watching for anybody running behind me. I'm paying attention to driving and getting in my car and putting my phone in the holder to look at traffic and routes between I hate this light. Traffic and routes between where I'm at and where I'm going. And then decided to start shooting a little vlog. Anyway, she called and was like, "Oh, I was running right behind you. Why didn't you stop?" Why would you be running right behind you? Behind me? That's stupid. "Oh, I was calling for you. I was yelling for you." Bitch, do you not understand that I drive a soundproof box? Do you not understand that? Alright, I gotta stop this for a moment because I need to check the traffic, and I'll be right back shortly. And I'm back. Yeah, the one traffic snag that I was looking to avoid is still there. In fact, it looks like it's got worse. Where the split is, the I-17 I-10 split, it's possible for me to turn left at that next light up there. That's I-10 and Buckeye, and get on I-10 headed south, which is, even though it's the I-10 east, it's actually headed straight south, and then take the next exit for I-17 north, which is actually headed west. It's so confusing when the freeway that says east is actually headed south and the freeway that says north is actually headed west, but that's how this area is laid out. Anyway, yeah, there's that ramp. Oh, could y'all see that? Those guys were honking at each other because the guy turning right didn't turn into the right lane, and the guy making the U-turn didn't yield to all other traffic, which a person making a U-turn is supposed to do. They just nearly collided with each other and were honking horns. Good times. All right. Anyway, that ramp is just, it's the dark red of nobody's moving due to congestion. The dark red of nobody moving due to congestion, and I don't want to be stuck in that. So instead, I'm just going to stay on Buckeye and deal with red light after red light after red light. You know, it used to be the city of Phoenix just had very well-timed traffic lights, or if you did the stoplights, you did the speed limit on a given street, you would rarely get any red lights. You just, as long as 35 to 40 miles per hour, or 45 depending on the street, and not get any red lights. And as you can see, that's really not a thing anymore. 3 red lights, 4 red lights in a row that I've got here. 5 red lights, actually. What do you think? How many red lights have I got in a row? I got a red light at turning left off of Sky Harbor Boulevard. I got a red light at, I forget the name of it, but where 24th Street used to be. It has a different name now. That's where I stopped to check my traffic view. And then I got a red light at 24th Street, got a red light at I-10, and now I got another red light here at Sky Harbor Circle, which is where 18th Street used to be. So yeah, 5 red lights in a row. Whoever the traffic engineer that's responsible for this should really be doing better at synchronizing these traffic lights. Although I suspect that they're deliberately out of sync like that to discourage people using this for through traffic. I suspect that. I don't know that to be a fact. Anyway, looking at the traffic view, I-10 the ramp too. What the hell is this guy doing on the left, completely blocking traffic? Oh, looks like he tried to make a U-turn in a vehicle that doesn't have the turning radius for it. Yeah, that happens with U-Haul vehicles a lot. So people that drive them don't. They're renting them, so they don't know what they're capable of, and their illogical minds, they think that it's going to have the same turning radius as their personal vehicle. And rather than driving around it a little bit and getting a feel for what its turning radius is, they just go out on the road and block traffic like that guy did, when they're suddenly doing maneuvers that the vehicle's really not capable of. So the traffic view was showing it to be really congested all the way to nearly 7th Street. But I found sometimes that'll ease up quickly, so I'm taking 16th Street down to I-17 to see what it's actually looking like, and it's not looking too bad. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. I can go ahead and get on the freeway here at 16th Street. See, 638. Oh, Priscilla complained about my... Oh no, it is looking very bad. As I look to the left at the traffic on the freeway, it's looking bad. I'm gonna stay on the access road. As I was driving Priscilla to her appointment, she was complaining about, oh, your clock isn't right. Yeah, no fucking shit. It's off 4 minutes. I'm well aware it's off 4 minutes. She was stressing because I was running late to her appointment. You know what? I got zero sympathy for her for that, because when I got to her place, she was not ready to go. My driving and traffic and whether or not my clock is set correctly in my dashboard has nothing to do with how long it took her to get out of her apartment. I don't understand why it always takes her so long to get out of her apartment. Yeah, that's where she needed to try to be quicker. Don't tell me to drive quicker. I'm going to drive safe. I'm going to take the route that I feel most comfortable with. Bitch, I'm driving. All you need to be when you're riding in a vehicle with me as the passenger is grateful that I blessed you with a ride. Oh yeah, traffic's moving good on the I-17 next to me. And would it have been quicker to deal with the metered on-ramp and the slow traffic getting on at 16th Street, or sit through this light here at 7th? I don't know. Hard to say. But this is the route I'm more comfortable with. And I'm the captain of this plastic vessel. Anyway. So where was I? I was explaining what was happening in Scottsdale. So yeah, she called my last, that video got cut off. So my plan, as I was outlining in that video before, it was like, oh shit, my phone is ringing, was to drive by and see if the bar that I was working at a couple of years ago was still in business, the Union Jack. It is not. There's been no other business in that location since they left, as is evidenced by the kind of false front that they added to give it the look of something British, and all the alcohol brands that they had etched into the glass in the front windows there. That's all still there. But yeah, the Union Jack, very much out of business. I have no idea how long they've been out of business. So yeah, all the frustration that I had of them, why are you stopping, dude? Because the vehicle in front of him is stopping. There is no meter on that ramp. Why did this guy slow down to a very unsafe 25 miles per hour in a freeway? Absolutely ridiculous. I'm doing 30 and can't change lanes to join the traffic, which is going much faster. Meanwhile, this guy's trying to change lanes homies driving with hazard lights on. Wow, if your vehicle is such a hazard that you have to have hazard lights on, you're not capable of going freeway speeds, don't get on the freeway. It's being a hazard, asshole. And I was really wanting to stop at Circle K and get my sip and save drink, get myself a Fountain Mountain Dew, and I definitely don't have time for it now. I need to check my traffic again, see how I-10 is looking. I'll be right back. Well, that's some good news. I-10 has cleared up. The last time I looked at traffic when I was coming out of the airport, I-10 was still pretty congested from the stack going across to the west side interchange with the 202. And that's eased up since then. So yay. Let's stay on this to the stack and then take the 10. Still looking at a lot of congestion over there at approaching the 202. So I think I'm going to exit. I'm going to exit 67th Avenue and go across on Garfield. But going across on I-10 significantly faster than going across on Buckeye. When it's not all congested, so good to know that's an option now. So hopefully in the next couple of days I can set things up. Well, actually this is my last day of work for the work week. Come to think of it, it's been such an odd work week. What with the 2 extra overtime day shifts, which feel like they were an eternity ago. Yeah, looking at my usual scheduled 3-day weekend at the moment, there hasn't been, if there's been any VET offered since I did my half shift on my extra half shift on Saturday, I haven't noticed it. So, wow, that guy's taillights are flickering super weird. That's not just an incompatibility between the refresh rate of my camera and the refresh rate of his LED lights. They're flickering like crazy. Yeah, it's something I regularly see with LED lights that are powered by AC mains voltage, but not something I can say I've ever noticed in a car before. Definitely has some electrical issues with this vehicle. The truck behind me was getting ready to pass me on the right as I was deciding to get in the right lane since I'm not actively passing somebody. And now he's not swooping up trying to pass me. You gonna pass me or whatnot, dude? Sunset looks cool. I don't think my phone is really capturing the deep orange that's happening right now. Oh, and my phone mount is crooked again. Wow. That didn't help much. So as I was saying, before I took a break to check traffic, I'm a step closer to getting the 2 phones going in here. I went home. I woke up at Priscilla's place alone. And she called me right as I was heading out, by the way, to tell me where she was, to make sure I was awake from work, which is nice. Not as nice as it would have been for her to stay there and wake me up, which is what I was hoping she would do. I don't understand why she couldn't do that and then go run whatever errand she had to run after I left. But again, her logic is flawed, and that's why I don't think I can marry her. Yeah, I woke up and definitely went home because I needed to get my safety shoes and my safety vest and my work bag, and also needed to feed the cats. Sambo had a lot to say about how long he'd been waiting for food when I got there. Sheba, on the other hand, was just quiet and happy to be getting fed, which is why I like her better than I like him these days. Anyway, my new Obama phone was sitting in front of my door, so it's a good thing I got home, because I wouldn't be surprised if a Porsche pirate wouldn't have stolen it by the time I'm going to end up getting home next. So yeah, I think it was delivered via. I think the ticket said it was delivered via UPS. I can take a peek at that. It's so ridiculous how tall that truck is, and how that's just becoming the norm these days. Not to mention he felt the need to pass me on the right. Still can't get that Not Just Bikes video out of my head. Talking about how many things are wrong with oversized trucks and SUVs and crossovers. And that's like all I'm seeing on the road around me. I'm not bothered by the semi. The semis have a good solid reason for existing. They're carrying freight everywhere. Although, why doesn't that semi have taillights on? It's a second one of those I've seen in 2 days. Semi with no taillights. Yeah, we're gonna exit this crazy freeway. Get on the 67th Avenue access ramp. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it when I was talking earlier about the Not Just Bikes video, about just how sick and wrong oversized trucks and what a plague on society oversized trucks, SUVs, and crossovers are. But the main thing that's driving it is automobile makers' desire to skirt around fuel efficiency standards for motor vehicles. So I guess Americans really do enjoy paying more for gas and consuming a lot of gas, because we passed legislation to try to prevent that, and now the majority of Americans are buying vehicles to get away from the benefits of that legislation. But as I've kind of been mentioning, there's just a lot of logic fail with most people. Let me check here my package. Standard overnight. FedEx. Wasn't sent with CPS, it was sent with FedEx. Anyway, so I got my Obama phone, little box there. Sent my FedEx, so of course FedEx can't put it in the mailbox, because that's a property of the U.S. Postal Service. But they certainly could have put it in the space, that size of a box, they could have put it in the space between my screen door and my actual door, so it wouldn't have been looking like a prize for any potential Porsche pirates and homeless people walking down the street. Anyway, fortunately I got it, because I didn't get any kind of an email or text message from Assurance Wireless letting me know that I've got it. They didn't even know it was delivered, so fortunately I saw it. Well, it looks like there's a tow truck with its lights on the right. tell what that's about. No, he's got his lights off. Not actively picking up a tow, just had his lights on for the hell of it. So much logic fail around me today. But I'm the one with all the mental illnesses. Anyway, I opened the box just enough to see what it is. There's like a padded envelope protection, whatever, around the phone itself. So I didn't bother to open that and see what it is. I do know activating it requires a phone call to Assurance Wireless. And I don't think their phone line is manned at night. So, I don't know. I might try to do that during my lunch at Amazon. But I got a feeling that phone line will not have anybody answering it. But I'm going to try it just in case. But most likely it was not shipped fully charged, so I can at least take it to work and plug it in over my Dock 40 and get a good solid charge on it. And I got a full charge on my old Obama phone with its disastrously smashed up screen. 6:54 on my clock right now. Stop tailgating me, asshole. Guy behind me almost plowed into me because he was tailgating me. I can't wait for that accident to happen. I'm gonna blame, and when it happens, they're gonna be responsible for all the damage on my rear bumper, including the damage that's already there. All right, get to go down this seat and see how many gigantic trucks are parked on the side of the road, on the wrong side. There's one of them. Like almost all of them. And now that I've noticed that on this little stretch of Garfield Road, I just absolutely can't unsee it when I roll through here. And of course the road feels narrower than it should feel because of all these vehicles that are wider than what was envisioned when John F. Long developed this neighborhood. Yeah, that truck, the size trucks are supposed to be, that other truck not. Oh, and that one is still blocking the sidewalk. Normal size pickup, ridiculous size pickup. Yeah, something I really liked in that Not Just Bikes video was this chart that they showed comparing the size of pickup trucks and how they've changed over the years, and it was showing the size of the hood, the change over the years in the size of the hood and the size of the, speaking of ridiculous, look at that one. Can't even maneuver the corner because it's so large. The size of the cab, the size of the hood, and what should be the most important thing in a pickup truck, the size of the bed. And showing how the modern trucks, the beds have just shrunk down to the point that they're just not particularly useful. But everything else just getting ginormous. Oh, time check, 6:56 on my clock. That means it's straight up 7 o'clock. I'm showing up a little bit late. That's what I anticipated. I know how to tell time on the clock. It's exactly 4 minutes off. At some point, I'm going to notice it's exactly 5 minutes off because it does not keep time, and I'm sick of trying to synchronize it. It's just easier to keep track of how much it's off. And now it's at 6:57, so roughly a minute after 7. If I had my news radio turned on, I would have heard when they did their ID at the top of the hour and started the national news.
A 6-year-old boy from Newport News, Virginia, is accused of shooting his teacher, is not going to be charged.
What?
Officials in Rochester, New York say the Main Street Armory, a popular concert venue, will be closed pending investigations into a deadly crowd surge at a rap concert.
I want to hear more about the kid who shot his teacher.
In addition to the police investigation, the Rochester Fire Department and code enforcement teams are inspecting the building and reviewing photographic and video evidence of the concert to determine if there were any fire code or building code violations at the property.
I'm not even sure what the detail of that story is, but at this point I feel like they should play that song Bad News as like a instrumental bed underneath the national news. I forget who does that song Bad News. It's a band that only had like one big hit, and Bad News wasn't that big hit, but holy crap, Bad News is definitely their best song. I'll try to remember to put a link to that video in here. Great music video, great song. I'm forgetting the name of the band, but if memory serves, they never even included that song on one of their albums. It was just like a one-off single that wasn't successful, so they just kind of moved on from it. I can't remember the artist, but I do recall it's hands down my favorite thing that artist ever put out. A song from probably about 6-7 years ago. Oh, Kevin Durant in the Suns now.
Kevin Durant, Paul. I like Durant and Booker. I like Kevin Durant.
But Durant will
This kid
not be
sounds about
suiting up
7.
tonight. He reportedly is sitting out due to left ankle soreness, which he most likely sustained while slipping during a pregame workout. Our Suns reporter Kevin
Oh
Olsen
man,
with Arizona
people
Sports
paid
says he did stay down
so
for a few
much for
seconds, but
scalp
did not
tickets for
finish
this
his
game in
walkout.
Phoenix tonight.
Disappointment for fans who expected to see Kevin Durant make his home court debut tonight for the Suns. He's a late game scratch due to left ankle soreness.
Oh,
Live at
spent
Footprint Center,
retarded amounts of money on
PGA
scalp
Grenade.
tickets to go. That's what you get for buying scalp tickets. More logic fail. Anybody can be pulled onto the bench at any time, including that superstar that we traded for. Alright, sorry my video is so incohesive today. It's a doozy though, right? Did I say that the I think I did. I think I covered that that I rolled by where, yeah, I did. I ended up rolling with Priscilla after I went back and picked her up at the doctor's appointment. Yeah, the British Open has gone out of business. At least they've closed down the North Scottsdale location, which was the only location they had open when I was working for them. So all I can think is serves them right for the way they treated me. Yeah. I'm still a little bitter about that, not gonna lie. So
Near 39th Avenue and Thomas Road. In Tempe, there's an
so many accidents to report. Yeah, I'm glad I'm done with that. Motor vehicles kill so many more people than COVID did, but of course there's nothing being done to reduce that pandemic. There's more accidents every day. Anyway, sorry for such an incohesive video, but thanks for coming with me on the drive to work.